Okay, looks like we've allowed enough time for everyone to get signed into this session. We still have a few trickling in here and there, but we are going to go ahead and get started. Do note that this is recorded, so if you need to leave early, or if you know some of your colleagues that couldn't make it, we will be able to provide a recording for this session. So first, I would like to thank everyone for taking time out of your day and joining our session on Google Apps for Business. My name is Tina Mowen, and today we're going to discuss Google Apps for your business. We will look at what it means to work in the future and the tools you can use to benefit your IT platform and your business. So work in the future is better together. You can share a little or share a lot, and it's fast and allows for real-time teamwork. It's also anywhere you go, on any device, anywhere in the world, and it's doing, not just viewing. It is also always up to date. With your content, you always have access to the latest documents, data, and your information. And with your applications, you have constant innovation, and it's a simple click to refresh. With your various devices, any device you pick up instantly becomes your own. It is also powered by the web, so available from anywhere, your work devices, your home devices, airport terminals, hotel lobbies, etc. And it's secure, private, reliable, and also green. So there are lots of enterprise offerings from Google, offerings like devices, Chromebooks for business, and platform to run your apps, other offerings like geo and search to more effectively leverage your data. The focus here is how Google Apps can help you work in the future. The tools for working in the future include Google's core apps. There are additional applications on the Google Apps platform, but these are the main tools here on the screen. So we have Gmail, intuitive and powerful email, already loved by hundreds of millions of users at home. I also noticed that many in attendance today actually signed up with a Gmail address, so I'm sure many of you are familiar with the consumer account. Then there's Documents, which will allow for real-time sharing and simultaneous editing to make collaboration just as easy as creation. Calendar, which is designed for teams. Calendars helps teams to stay organized and also find time together. Sites lets you organize all your content into project sites to keep your team on the same page, quite literally on one page. And then Chrome offers the fastest and most advanced browsing experience for advanced web apps like Google Apps. So let's dive deeper now into these applications to unveil the benefits. So working better together. You can share a little, you can share a lot, and not just email addresses. It's fast and allows that real-time teamwork. In the past, what this looks like is technology keeping you and your team from working together. When you work in the future, the technology gets out of the way and lets your team move fast and share like never before. So just note on this screen that working in Google Apps, you can have simultaneous editors working together on one document version. Multiple people simultaneously editing the same Google document then. Workers want and need to work together to be effective. So in the past, this meant huddled around the same screen, carving up work and trying to merge later, working in series, and forwarding a document around from person to person. So none of this is really ideal, and it's often not even possible when geographic distance and short timelines are involved. Now Google Apps lets workers do exactly what they want to do, where they can work together in an intuitive and frictionless way, as we see on the screen here where we have simultaneous editors working together. And you can share a little or you can share a lot. So workers want to be able to share with colleagues and want to be able to control that sharing as well. In the past, this meant attachments, which could be forwarded or branched into multiple versions. Google Apps lets workers share a single version of their work and control things as well, such as who can view, who can comment, and who can edit. And then administrators can enable or disable sharing with users outside of the company. So you can share a little or choose to share a lot. And you can also connect with people. Email is the most common way to communicate inside a business, and in the past it was limited to plain text. Google Apps brings people front and center with things like conversation view, real-time text and video chat right from your inbox. So we have text and video chat here. And it also gives you a people widget, which gives you a 360-degree view of your connections, and this will include recent emails that you've sent back and forth, calendar availability, and even documents that have been shared with you. Sharing for every user too, even administrators. So sharing domain management tasks is easy as well. So with delegated administration, you can let your help desk staff create new accounts, so very easy in the control panel, and you can allow them to reset passwords without giving your help desk full control over access to the domain-wide setting or advanced tools. So this will allow you to maintain your configurations and your settings with getting additional help from your help desk, but not giving the temptation of setting further manipulations. And it's anywhere you go. So as I mentioned, on any device, anywhere in the world, and I said it's doing, not just viewing. In the past, most workers were tied to their desk. When you work in the future now, you can stay connected from anywhere you go because you can bring this alive on mobile phones, on tablets, and various different device types. So when you work in the future, you can stay connected from anywhere you have an internet connection, and you can even go offline and be productive on your mobile phone or tablet. So as an example here, we have documents that are stored in the cloud and then accessible on a mobile phone. It could be accessible on a tablet as well. And going a step further, it's not just for mobile viewing, but mobile editing as well. So you would be able to edit documents on the go on your mobile device. And along that same note, it's emails from anywhere as well. So with Google Apps, users can access their email from any mobile device with a web browser, and this includes Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, Windows Phone, and then native apps on the Android devices and the iOS devices bring an even better and more integrated experience. Those are the most popular devices we see in the enterprise environment right now, the Android and the iPhone, and it truly is a seamless experience for all of your data. So as we mentioned, you can edit documents on the go and you can bring it wherever you go, so it's truly anywhere. So documents created with Google Apps are stored in the cloud. So example of a document here, stored in the cloud, and instantly available from any device with a browser. Mobile documents goes beyond viewing, as I mentioned, and lets you collaboratively edit documents right from your phone or tablet. So as seen here, you can collaborate with others, so not just one user editing this document on this mobile device. And you can manage all of your workers' devices as well. This is huge for having this integration into your platform, the mobile device management. Google Apps makes it easy for employees to work on email, on calendar, and documents from almost any device they want. And then this mobile device management makes it easy for administrators to have that visibility and the control over their environment. With the mobile device management, you can approve and deny devices, you can enforce policies, you can wipe or remotely wipe lost or stolen devices, and more. And all of this always comes with the most up-to-date version. So I had previously mentioned with the content, you always have access to the latest documents, data, and information. With your apps, you have constant innovation with a simple click, so I'm sure we're all familiar with that refresh button. That's how you get the most up-to-date version. And then with the various devices that you have within your environment, any device you pick up instantly becomes your own. And in the past, long development and deployment cycles meant that software was already out of date by the time the first employee used it. So it becomes a little silly. When you work in the future, though, you have access to the latest version of software every time you log in or refresh your browser. So, for those employees that just never shut their computers down, just a quick refresh. You'll never have to have planned downtime. Just a quick refresh of your browser and you have the most up-to-date version. And with it always being up-to-date, you always have the latest version of every file, not just the application. So in the past, sharing meant attachments back and forth, which often meant version control issues. It was hard to know if you had the most up-to-date work and even harder to merge a branched document. With Google Apps, your documents list, as we see here, can act like an inbox for your documents. The most up-to-date work is always here and giving you a snapshot of the timestamp of the last time it was modified, so you always have that information. And you can see when the last changes were made and who made those last changes as well. And the fast search, which is incorporated into the entire platform, it will allow you to find new or updated work instantly. So this provides a new culture for your environment, streamlining the processes, not having to worry about bits and pieces of information scattered across working stations, across devices, just working together on the same document and having one version. And you have the latest software version as well. As I mentioned, in the past, software slowly drifted out of date and workers missed out on new capabilities and important security or reliability fixes as well. With Google Apps, you're running the latest version of the software every time you log in and every time you refresh your browser. And new products and capabilities can be added with the click of a button as soon as they're available. So we have an example here to get a sneak peek of maybe a new product that's rolling out. I'm sure many of you are familiar as well that have the consumer accounts, where if you have a new product that's getting rolled out, you have the option to opt in early, or in your enterprise account, perhaps you want to opt in early or be on more of a scheduled rollout. We have a question come in from Michael as well. What happens if someone changes a document before you finish your change to a document? That's an excellent question, Michael. With the simultaneous editing, you will be able to make those documents at the same time. With color-coded cursors, so let me actually just back up a little bit here. With the color-coded cursors, you will be able to see who is in your document at any time. So Michael, as you can see on the screen, we have Adam, Barbara, Chi, Evan, all making edits at once. You can continue to work together and have these edits happen at the exact same time. I also understand maybe there's a case where somebody makes a mistake and goes paragraph by paragraph, just littering it with mistakes. There is a built-in revision history, so if at any time your document goes astray, you can easily bring your document back to a previous revision with a simple click of the mouse. So excellent question, Michael. Feel free to let me know if you need further clarification. Okay, so going further along with the ability to always be up to date. So I mentioned the ability to get those new products, new capabilities when you want them, but you can also have a flexible release track option as well. So one of the best things about apps that run on the web is getting new features as soon as they're ready. But some organizations like to have more advanced notice to prepare users or the support staff if it's going to be a change you want to be prepared for. And this is why Google Apps offers two release tracks, a rapid release track and a scheduled release track, so you can choose which pace is right for your organization. You can also see all the features on the release calendar in one view at our What's New site, just what'snew.googleapps.com. It gives you a calendar of when new features are going to roll out, when they will be released for the fast track, or when they will be released for that scheduled track. And there is always communication and information available to help you adapt to these new features. And Google Apps is also powered by the web. So I mentioned it can be available from anywhere, from your work devices, your home devices, hotel lobbies, whichever. And it's secure, private, and it's also reliable, and because it's powered by the web, it's also green. In the past, workers were constrained by hardware. They were often locked to a single device and relied on an inflexible server or infrastructure to be productive. So an example of being part of your infrastructure where you're reaching your 500 megabyte quota. And now with Google Apps, you have a much, much larger storage capacity. When you work in the future then, you can work from anywhere on any device with a web browser, whether it's your computer at your house, your computer at work, or your colleague's computer, your mobile phone, your tablet, anywhere in the world. And Google's powerful and flexible cloud brings security, the privacy that you need, the reliability, and the low environmental impact that surpasses the inflexible infrastructure of the past. So since it's powered by the web, I mentioned any device, and with Google Apps and a web browser, you can access everything. So I already mentioned that you can bring this on mobile devices such as phones and tablets, but you can access your entire platform. So you'll have access to your mail, your calendar, your contacts, your documents, and you can have access to that at any time. So that not only gives you more choices about which devices you want to use in your environment, but also lets you use borrowed devices when you don't have yours, or when maybe your mobile battery is dead, or when you don't have cell phone service. Those examples when you need to sign in a hotel lobby or an airport terminal, or perhaps your organization or company is thinking about implementing a BYOD or bring your own device policy. And then you can also deploy apps with a single click since it's powered by the web. In the past, what that looked like for deploying new apps meant installing software on each user's machine, which can be incredibly time-consuming and awfully daunting. With Google Apps, new apps can be deployed from the administrator console. You can easily toggle services off and on, or with a single click you can add new applications. You can choose from dozens of Google services or hundreds of third-party applications in the Google Apps Marketplace. You can also control which apps are enabled for which users, so the right people have the right tools. So you can easily implement new applications to your entire organization, and you can specify subsets of user groups to have access to different applications as well. And again, since it's powered by the web, you get 99.9% availability. That's what it was at last year. And this is actually at 99.984, so getting as close to 100% as possible. And Google Apps for Business comes with that 99.9% uptime guarantee, and historical availability has been even higher than this. Google Apps never has scheduled downtime either, so you can be productive when you need to be, and a publicly available status dashboard lets users view the availability status of each app. So high transparency here, You can always visit the app status dashboard. If there are any hiccups, you will always be notified, and it's always a short turnaround, and we provide the support that you need. And first, invest in cloud security as well. So Google's network is comprised of data centers which are engineered for security, and also reliability, or that data redundancy, and that is all backed by the world's foremost experts in information security. Google Apps supports enhanced authentication options such as single sign-on or the two-factor authentication, which we have an example of here. Millions of organizations, including the Google enterprise, trust Google's infrastructure to keep their most important corporate data safe, and Google Apps has completed a thorough SSAE 16, ISAE 3402 Type 2 audit, as well as the Federal Information Security Management Act, or FISMA, for the authorization. And all of the products you used in Google's cloud are green to help you reach your sustainability goals as well. Google does this by making sure all of the operations are carbon neutral, with a significant portion of the energy coming from renewables, data centers that are 50% more energy efficient than industry best practices, and high-quality carbon offsets to account for the rest. Google's products are 100% green. So with Google Apps, then, you simultaneously reduce your operating cost and your environmental impact. So take email for an example. On-premise servers are energy intensive, and there's a lot of unused storage capacity that uses power. Gmail is up to 80 times more efficient than your average on-premise email. So this means the average energy consumption per use is significantly decreased, and you're no longer paying for those energy bills either. And since it's powered by the web, the cost savings come at any scale. Google Apps is simple to license, $50 per user per year. And it also offers a much lower total cost of ownership than conventional solutions as well. So per user, both Exchange on-premise and Microsoft 365, the E3 plan, are significantly more expensive to license and maintain than Google Apps. And all of these benefits are sought out by the 5 million businesses that have already gone Google. Google Apps is a solution for small and large businesses alike, and the opportunity is open for you to join. And don't worry, we can help you get there. So allow me to introduce Dido, a premier Google Apps reseller. Dido was founded in May of 2007, and since then has grown to be one of the Google Apps premier partners and Chrome device resellers. So we have the ability to be your turnkey solution to deploy Google Apps for your company. Our team includes evaluation, deployment, integration, change management, development, and support services. And as I said, that really boils down to us being your turnkey solution for all of your Google Apps needs. We have migration experts on staff, so whether you're coming off of Microsoft Exchange, Lotus Notes, GroupWise, Zimbra, Webmail, any path you're coming from, we can help you get to Google Apps successfully. Our change management and training specialists can develop a customized curriculum to ensure successful user adoption and even increase productivity in your workplace. Our workflow and development specialists will ensure that we can customize your platform to meet all of your cloud technology needs. And we are truly the authority on mobile and distributed teams because we are a mobile team ourselves. So we know what it takes to have the need to sign in from anywhere, to access all of your data on the go, and be able to implement that to our partners as well. So I invite you to learn more about Dido and learn more about Google Apps. We spoke about the benefits of Google Apps today, but I invite you to schedule a customized or personalized demo for your company where we will learn more about your vision through your company and how that can align with the vision of Google Apps. Feel free to reach out to us for more information at info@didoweb.com. You can reach out to me individually at any time with quick questions or to schedule demos, tina@didoweb.com. You can browse our website, www.didoweb.com, or we also have a blog. At this time, I would like to open the floor for any general questions. I'm happy to address any questions that you have. Please don't be shy. There's no question too big or too small. There was another question that came through. Can you control what apps your domain users have access to? Absolutely. They can be, you can control the Google Apps, the core Google Apps, as well as third-party applications as well. So as I was explaining, where you can deploy apps with one click, if you wanted to deploy a third-party application across your whole domain, you could do so. If you wanted to deploy an application for a subset of users, maybe just your human resources department, you can do that as well. If you wanted to turn different Google services on and off for different users, so let's say you didn't want your accounting department to use Google Drive for some reason, you could turn off Google Drive just for that subset of users. Another question, can you control, just let me read this for a second here. Can you control what mobile devices are connected to the platform? Yes, another great question there. Yes, you can control what mobile devices are connected. You can even remotely wipe the devices. A feature that recently was rolled out, which is quite fantastic, is the ability to selectively wipe Android devices. I also foresee maybe iOS joining in on that platform in the future, but it really encourages that BYOD platform, and with having that mobile device management built right into the platform, it gives you that peace of mind at the end of the day. And we had another question about sharing. Can you restrict sharing options outside of the domain and to selected users? So you can restrict sharing outside of the domain. You can also restrict it from having publicly facing documents. This question came from Michael Thompson. Michael, we would want to have a further discussion with you on what groups you would want that set up with to give you different options. If you 100% wanted to turn it off for outside of the domain, just for selected users, or if there was a specific security risk you had in mind that hopefully we can help you work through. But just so you know, you can restrict sharing outside of the domain. Another question, a bit of a vague question, but I'm happy to further clarify. What does it take to deploy Google Apps? So in a nutshell, what it takes to deploy Google Apps is a technical deployment team and a change management team to bring the whole picture together. We can do it in phases, and the Google Apps deployment can last typically between 30 and 90 days with flexibility depending on your company size. And we can roll out in phases to ensure that everything is perfective, and by the time your entire business is live on Google, you have that user adoption. Another question that came through, can you selectively wipe iOS devices? As of right now, you cannot selectively wipe iOS devices. You can remotely wipe them. If you want to encourage a BYOD policy and you don't want to completely wipe the devices, there are other options. One option would be using the Gmail app, because the authorization, once you were to change the password, happens before they even get into the account, so they would not be able to access company data when they left. So there are some workarounds there, but as of right now, you cannot selectively wipe iOS devices. I do look forward to the day, though, that you can. Another question, how do we set up a custom demo? So assuming you're talking about the personalized demo that I offered here today, you can reach out to any of us at info@DidoWeb, or you can reach out to me individually, Tina@DidoWeb. I'm more than happy to help you along here. We'll just take some time to learn about what your vision is in your company, what your pain points are, so we can see how Google Apps can benefit your business. And we'll take some time to learn how you use email and calendar and Drive and documents, so we can set up a personalized demo to show you what it can look like when you decide to deploy Google Apps. So you can just shoot us a quick note, and we'll find some time to schedule with you. And another question, that same question, similar question, someone put through that they want to set up a custom meeting to discuss further questions. Excellent, we're more than happy to do so. We like to give as much information on these sessions as possible, but we understand that every company, environment, and culture is different, so we like to take the time to get to know you and get to know what your needs are, so we can show you how Google Apps can benefit. So I am going to pause for 30 seconds here to make sure there are not any more additional questions. We have one last question come through. Can you use Google Drive on your PC? So I'm assuming that this question is in reference to connecting Google Drive to maybe, I'm assuming you're using a PC or a Mac even. Yes, you can sync your local machine, whether it's a PC or a Mac, to Google Drive. So you can synchronize your documents from your local machine up into the cloud and vice versa. Okay, excellent. It doesn't appear as we have any additional questions then. Thank you all for your time today and the great questions that you had asked. Feel free to follow up with us. All the information is on the screen here. Feel free to follow up with me individually. I'll take good care of you. Thanks again for your time, and we look forward to speaking with you in the future.